All right, we are live. Welcome back, all. This is season 2, episode 5 of Creators Unplugged. Today we have SwipeyVibe, but first I'm your host, Peter, aka Not Good Stories. But today we have SwipeyVibe, a good friend of the channel, a good friend, IRL. And before we get started, Swipey, why don't you tell the folks where people can find you, what you're doing, what projects you're working on, what are the best, platforms where people can.
We're just jumping straight into the plugs, huh?
Yeah, well, we got to plug it at the start. We're going to plug it again at the end. I don't want people to miss it. And,
Yeah, all good. Hey, listen, I'm down for it. All right, it's SwipeyVibe on Twitch and SwipeyVibe across social. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter.
Where do you do most of your stuff right now?
I just got back to streaming on Twitch every Wednesday and Saturday at 5 o'clock CST. And I mainly am, I would say I have a bigger following and more active on Instagram.
But your Twitch kicks ass too. Like
it's getting there.
Dude, I've been in there. It's pretty high.
It is.
It's pretty high.
To be honest, I've collected a lot of like good personalities over the solid year that I was consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that just constantly show up and then like show positivity and yeah, they're just supportive.
It's it's like the way you've cultivated this stream. It's like it feels very exciting to be in there. Like it feels I'll just compare myself. Like I feel like I'm a lot lower energy, but when I'm in your stream, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, it feels like in the best way possible. It feels like a mob mentality because everyone's just like, it's super high energy. There's always good music. At least what I like is good music. And I don't know, man. It's like, it feels exciting to be there, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. People should know. People should know about you. That's
the secret is to chug a Rockstar Energy before the stream.
Oh, Rockstar's your go-to?
I mean, they're not, but they're so rough that you have no other choice but to be absolutely out of your mind with energy.
You're so rough.
Personally, I like Ghost Energy is something I've been on for a while.
Okay.
Those what is it? Swedish fish flavor. Have you had that?
Yeah, I'm not about that life. I don't like candy though. I don't like candy though. So I like chocolate.
You don't like candy?
I don't like gummy candies or like sour candy. I'm not in that world. I like chocolate.
Oh no.
Like caramel. Like real dessert.
Right, end the podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Like real, not made on a factory belt.
You know I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're bougie is what you're saying. We get it.
Listen, I am. Whatever. Like, it's fine. Nah, it's but the point being, like, the way you've like built your stream is very it's like fun to be in it, I guess. It's the best way I can describe it. I'm not trying to, stroke the ego or anything, but it just is. Like when I'm in there, I want to participate. Like I feel like I don't want to miss anything. Like I know a lot of people when they have Twitch streams up, it's a lot of lurks because you're doing something else. Like I call it I don't call it, but I feel like people refer to it as like the Twitch is like a good website to have on your second monitor because you're doing something else while you're watching people. But I feel like yours is one of the few streams where I'm actually genuinely invested, and like I don't have it as like a lurk a lot of the time. Like I'm in there, but I'm paying attention. Like I'll have your volume up if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, man, I can't really quote the YouTube video. Maybe it was Heller. Have you ever watched a Heller video about improving Twitch stuff?
Yeah.
I watched.
What's his name?
Harris
Heller. Yeah.
Harris Heller.
Sounds like a DJ.
He's definitely the go-to for. So I've always considered myself decent at gaming, but not amazing. You know what I mean? And I don't expect people to come in and be like, this dude's an absolute sweat, and I'm gonna follow him because he's amazing. I try to get people to honestly just try to be as entertaining as possible. That's what I try to do. Yeah.
Does that feel like a natural thing, or like do you feel like you have to? So is that like something you have to work at regularly? I mean, I know everyone has to work at
Uh,
the streams, but like, does that feel personality?
when
That feel just
when I first started, it was forced and it was obvious. It was very obvious that it was
yeah,
forced.
yeah,
But now that I've gotten used to, it's such a different world. You know what I mean? Like people think you just turn a camera on and you start gaming, and then people just like come to your channel.
yeah, easy,
But
super easy.
but when you turn the lights on and you have a camera in your face and like
Yeah,
people are watching you, and it's such a weird it's just a weird feeling,
the
especially for how
stage.
many breaks that I've taken. Like I just constantly am reminded how different it is compared to just normal gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so man. It's funny. It's a good point. It's definitely a stage, and I feel, especially when you first started. You know, I don't know how you felt, but I felt super anxious. Like there was the anxiety behind it, and like the
Absolutely.
feeling of like I have to try to be funny. I have to try to do something weird or crazy or trolly, or
Right.
the feeling of like forced entertainment. Which,
Mhm.
like, I guess whatever, however you're trying to build your community, yeah. But it was weird at the beginning, very strange.
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, but it's like a webcam and you don't see anybody. I'm like, yeah, but it's still there. I don't think it's completely void of the anxiety feeling, just feeling, and you still feel that in a kind of way. Or do you feel pretty
Um,
comfortable
I feel anxious for the first maybe 5 minutes of the stream.
every stream?
Every stream. I was just talking about this last stream, I think. I don't know. Can you swear on this podcast?
Fuck yeah!
So I get the nervous shits before I
Oh, every
stream
time.
almost every time.
That's amazing.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. It's been like that my whole life. When I get nervous, I have to take a shit. It is what it is. But yeah, I get nervous. The build up. Maybe it's the build up. I think it's for me. I'm very hard on myself, so I think that I'm gonna fail every time I stream. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna stream and that nobody's gonna show up, and then it would, in my mind, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's
Do you genuinely believe that, or is that like ego? So what defines a successful stream versus you're like, well, I don't think anybody's gonna show up, but do you
e-
secretly think like, okay, well, I know someone's gonna show up, but
I mean, it's
like
not
this is how
secret. I've
I.
talked about it.
Right, right, right.
Like I feel like I've put forth so much effort
Yeah.
into it, and I guess that is kind of conceited. But I mean,
Well, I don't know if ego is always conceited. Like there's like an expectation to do well, and then so like if I'm famous and I'm big in the streaming world, my ego knows that I'm gonna get X thousands of views regardless. But maybe the conceited part's like, why didn't I get an extra
yeah,
million views?
yeah.
Maybe.
But sometimes I look at it in a negative light, and sometimes I look at it in a good light because I love a challenge. So if I didn't, I usually don't do as good as I want to every stream. So
Yeah.
then it pushes me. It pushes me to improve, but at the same time, it makes me feel bad because I appreciate the people who show up.
Right.
So it's like yeah, double sided. Like I'm like, yo, the OG showed up. I shouldn't even be worried about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm so driven that I can't help but be like, I need to grow more.
Yeah, man, it's weird because you're like you're thinking, okay, well the homie showed up, the group of 10 or whatever that number is. They
Yeah.
showed up. I love and appreciate that they're here. They always show up. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. And then let's say you get another 10, so you have 20 people now, and you go, okay, well, are these next 10 people as important as the OGs? Like, how do I create or foster an environment for them
Right.
that's like like can you equally treat every person in your stream, or is it like, hey, like, thanks for being here, but I got to make sure that these people are taken care of? For like, is there a, I've never really thought about that, of like, how do you balance
Right.
that, or like how do you make everyone feel equally special, but
And
can
that's
you
why
even, I don't know.
that's why I don't give special privileges to subs, because that promotes that newer viewers aren't as important.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough.
It is.
Then
It really is.
Because then you're like, okay, well, like, but even as a viewer, I know, hey, if I'm in this stream and I see these VIP tags, I know that those people are getting, even if nothing's different except for the little diamond in front of their name, I know that like that's the squad.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're instantly more important than you, and you know
right, it. right. It's clearly labeled like this person's cooler than you in this area. Yeah, that's tough. That's hard. I hadn't really thought about that before. Like, how do you balance the, I don't want to say importance, but just how do you care for the people who's been there, but also care about the newcomers? Man, that's wild. But I also wanted to ask, how about what you thought of your Steelers draft this year? Because a long time ago, you asked me what my team was, and I never told you, but it is the Seahawks, and now I'm curious about, we have beef, so I was like, I didn't want to talk about it, and but I wanted to see
we have beef.
Yeah, I think the Steelers and the Seahawks have some like history.
Oh, okay.
There's a certain Super Bowl, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Clearly rigged, whatever.
I mean, not even my personal opinion. I think the world in general just agrees that it was an A+ draft. Like, we literally didn't miss the entire draft. I've yet to see any type of criticism. Do you have any criticism? Because you'd be the first.
No. I think it's all random, dude. I think, honestly, I think there's I think you can be as educated as you want, and everyone has the right. That's why the draft is so fascinating. Like, it's just, okay, this person has all the boxes checked. They did great on all these tests. They carry themselves well, X, Y, and Z. But when they get on the field, it's just crap. And then someone that you gave no light of day to, and it wasn't even on your radar. And exactly. And they just like Brock Purdy.
Yep.
Like, just defaults, and then they just crush it. And which is such a nod to just like keep going in whatever your pursuit is.
Right.
Like, this person on paper could be better than you in every way, but then it just doesn't click. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for football. I'm like very anxious for it. I've been thinking about it. I'm watching basketball, thinking of football. I'm ready for it, man. I always get this like NFL hangover, and then it just at some point, and it's usually during the summer, I'm like, all right, I forgot that I was over football, and I'm ready.
Yeah, I think I was unhealthy. I was an unhealthy amount of obsessed with this year's draft. I was researching. Yeah, this year was, I don't know what it was about this year, but I was watching, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 mock drafts a day for the last 4 months. Yes, I don't know why. Yeah.
But like, what brought you into that? Like, what's deep? But you don't play fantasy football, right?
I don't play fantasy football because all I'm worried about are the Steelers. I don't give a shit about any other team, dude. I've been a Steelers fan since I was like 6.
No way. So it's a family thing?
Well, kind of. My dad's what I guess you'd call a bandwagon.
Okay.
And he was a fan of the Steelers during that time. And it just so happened that when I joined, what was it, flag football, I think, they were doing like sections of the town were teams. So I was on the south side of my town, and we were the South Side Steelers. And it just, you know what I mean? Like the name for the team, and then my dad was a fan of the Steelers at the time, and I was just like, oh, dude, I love the colors, I love the emblem, I was a huge defensive person. I don't know why, I just always was attracted to defense, and that's what Pittsburgh was known for.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's my team. That's it. I'm done.
It's such a. First of all, they do have one of the best emblems ever. Like, it's, and they're like they've had that for a long time. Yeah, like they're one of their older programs. That's cool. Yeah, and it's like I feel like the Pittsburgh motif is like blue collar,
dude. Like, blue collar, hard nosed football, dude.
Yeah. Run the ball, like defense minded. Yeah. They're like all the old NFL film. There's always Steelers clips. So
and
cool.
I just watched a video of that the NFL, you know, how it's evolved into all this passing. Like, it's becoming a very pass heavy league.
Yeah.
And every time something starts to grow in a direction, the Steelers will go the opposite. So then when it starts to teeter back, then they just go the other direction. And I mean, everybody's setting up their defenses for pass, and now we're solely just hard-nosed run, like just big, mean linemen with a bully running back. Najee Harris.
It's the best.
I know. I can't wait. I'm
it's the
so
best
hyped.
football, dude. I swear, that's the best stuff to watch. Like I wonder if it's on pass heavy just for scoring, or maybe it's just easier to complete passes. I don't know why. I guess I'd be so interested to learn like why games evolve, and I wonder if that has to do with like the level of athlete. So if the athlete,
I almost believe it's because of ratings. I think higher scoring games get higher views.
Like, for sure.
So I mean, if you go back in the day when games were like 7-14, you know what I mean?
That was a big day. Yeah.
Yeah, they ran for like 350 yards.
Yeah, and 6 points.
They ran the clock down. The game was only like 40 minutes long.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
But like, how does the NFL influence that? So how does the governing body? Is it rule changes? That's the only way I can think of.
Oh,
they change the rules, then they can influence.
Yeah.
I mean, the reffing there is so bad anyway.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating, and it makes me like put on my conspiracy hat and be like, "Is it rigged?"
Oh my gosh! Don't do that.
Is it rigged? Don't
be that guy.
Instagram comments tell me it's rigged, and I'm starting to believe it.
That's because everybody's starting to troll now because they want attention, because social media is giving people a lot of attention right now. Have you been seeing the script go around?
Yeah,
people
like
talking about the script.
Yeah, like anytime something happens that's crazy, like, well, script writers are on point this week or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think somebody would jeopardize their career making millions of dollars to have a left tackle let a person through to sack a quarterback to influence something.
You would hope not. But I mean, there's like. I just watched that documentary about the NBA ref that was fixing game.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that one?
I didn't watch it, but I saw some clips of it.
Yeah, and the guy who did it, they had in the doc, which is good, and he was just like, he's like, I'm never gonna name names. I'm not out. He's like, but if it was like a very dramatic ending, as Netflix does, where he's just like, if you think there's one ref in the NBA that helps to like fix games or games go a certain way, you're out of your mind.
Right.
But then you go, well, you're already a liar and a cheat, so how much can I believe you? But then you go, well, like the guys and gals at the top don't want people to think their game is rigged because then their business dies. So maybe they do cover it up. But like, this is why that's why it's so compelling, because you're like, who's telling the truth? Maybe they're both liars. Yeah. I don't know, man. It just bums me out. Like, because if the NFL, if any major sports organization was found out to be fixing games, they would die. Like, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. I think so. And how many billions have been sunk into the NFL?
So many.
Yeah. Oh yeah, did you see that the Commanders were bought?
No. When?
Yeah,
when
Magic Johnson.
What?
Magic Johnson scooped him. They were all worried about. I think it was Bezos. They thought Bezos was going to come in and try to buy him.
Can you imagine?
I'm serious.
Can you imagine?
No, I couldn't.
The uniforms have little delivery trucks,
dude,
like sewn on the side.
Yeah, imagine. They would be all over Twitch.
The Commander. Dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be. I like. Do you ever watch any football games on Twitch?
Yes, all the Thursday.
Dude, I love that. I absolutely love that.
I mean, the games last year were terrible, but
yeah,
it was great. I loved watching that.
Yeah, it's like just a bunch of rowdy ass, people talking mad shit the whole game. I loved it.
Yeah, because Twitch is it's like the best of trolls. Yeah, and now they're talking about NFL, which is hilarious. Yeah. Those mods have never worked so hard. So wait, Magic Johnson I didn't know he had that kind of.
He's in some type of partnership with someone. I don't remember. He's in like some group or something. I don't know, but it was some absurd. I could look it up. I'm not gonna look it up right now, but I know he was a part of it.
So wait, so he's like in a like an investment group or something?
So I think he's in the investment group, and they just made him the owner, the like person who talks to everyone, pretty much, since he's a famous sports person.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so so that's probably. I wonder why the original people. Is this the original family that like named the Commanders the Redskins initially, and like weren't they like notoriously terrible to players? Okay.
Yes.
This is a good thing for the.
Yeah, everybody's super hyped about it.
God, they had the best camo jerseys. I swear.
I never even saw those.
Yeah, the best ones. Sure.
AKA, I don't care about any other team.
Yeah, right. Steelers fan. Well, that's cool, man. That's good for them then. Like, I hope the Commanders are one of those throwaway teams where I always forget that they're a team until like the teams I'm interested in are playing them. Oh yeah, this is an NFL team.
Yeah,
I feel that way about the Colts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Cardinals.
Big time. Nah, not sorry.
Team sucks right now. Sorry. It's we all go through it. I'm just saying right now is your time. But yeah. They did you see the Cardinals new jerseys?
No, I heard them talking about it. I haven't seen them
yet. They're really bad.
Aren't they like more simple?
Yeah, they're very minimalistic. Like it's just like a red jersey that says Cardinals on it. There's no like.
Is it sharp though, or is it just like blah?
It's like
the pause tells me everything, dude.
You get your, you turn in your project, you get your B- and you get out of there.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
There's like no, you know what I mean? There's no.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like there's certain cities that do team jerseys and brands very well, and like the team names all kind of match up, and they always have like the color schemes are really good. I'm biased. I'm gonna say that Seattle has a very good. And color schemes for their teams. I'm gonna say like Texas generally, like everything Dallas, I feel like is generally speaking on brand. Like I thought Arizona had a decent, they could do so many things. Like they could have the Southwest. There's that. It's hard to explain. I don't even know what to call it, but when you see it, like the Southwest. There's like that turquoise color that you see. It's I want to say the Coyotes used to have like an old school. So I don't even know what to call it. Like it used to match up and kind of match that like southeast or southwest color schemes. It's like kind of bright pastels and some reds and some like tans, light browns.
Yeah.
The old Coyote jerseys used to have it. Like like Diamondbacks. If you remember, like the Diamondback jerseys it almost looks like squiggly lines. This is not helping at all. Like not at all. I feel like Florida teams have pretty good colors and team names, like the Bucks and the Dolphins. The Jags are whatever.
I really like the transition of the Rams.
Really, you like the change?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the change. What was it? The St. Louis Rams to the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep. They moved to LA. I'm bummed about St. Louis.
And then they got the swoop logo that has the horn incorporated in the LA.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
that's sharp. A lot of people were hating on it at first, but I like it.
Nobody likes change, man. It's like Die Hard. Like, we just want the horns again. I feel like they could. I feel like Arizona could be so. No one's in the Southwest. Like it's so unique to that team. Like there's nothing. They could do. It's like nowhere else in the country. So they could just do so much with it. And I just feel like they. But then I was watching the Hard Knocks on HBO for the Cardinals. One of the players was saying like, yeah, we have to buy our own jerseys and stuff. I'm like, oh,
what?
Yeah, they had to buy their own helmet and stuff. I'm like, oh, they made it simple so it costs less because they have to buy their own shit.
Oh my gosh.
Which is
that that's not a league thing, is it?
No, it's got to be by team, right?
That's kind of strange. I feel
so weird.
That's very stingy.
Jerseys aren't provided,
right?
What?
Do you have to rent the footballs?
I don't. Dude, you have to pay. You have to pay to rent the field. Like you have to buy your spot on the field.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. I couldn't believe
people are
that.
out here getting hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't even buy them a jersey, man.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, how much are you making? Like you can't get these. Okay, I was shocked. I just assumed that everything was provided. I think most people do.
Hey, since we've established our teams, what's the team that you dislike the most? And I asked this question because I want to tell you mine.
Patriots.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one. I mean, that's like a close second to me.
Patriots.
Yeah, the Chiefs for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm getting close.
Go ahead. Ask me why.
Why do you dislike the Chiefs?
I've only been to one Pittsburgh Steelers game in my life, right?
What?
I went to a Kansas City Chiefs Pittsburgh game in Kansas City, right? And
how's the stadium?
This is when Roethlisberger was injured. So we had Michael Vick as a backup.
Okay. Kind of cool. To see
it was kind of cool to see him play, but he didn't play well at all. Okay. I did watch an Antonio Brown touchdown for a bomb pass, which was trippy. But we lost, and they are the worst winners I have ever seen in my entire life.
Fans?
Yes. They were screaming at me with the Steelers jersey on to go home because I'm a loser. I'm like, what kind of people are you?
How old were you? Please say under 18, because that would be incredible.
I was 20.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Like junior
people were just
school,
talking mad shit to me. I'm like, bro, you guys just won. Why are you talking shit still?
Against Michael Vick, like old Vick.
I guess. I don't know. It was back when they weren't. I mean, Mahomes wasn't around yet, and maybe they were just feeling themselves for finally getting a dub, especially against an organization so pristine. But I don't know.
So storied.
Yeah. And it was just sour in my mouth ever since. You say Kansas City Chiefs, bro. I want to spit in the ground.
I'm definitely getting that way with just how much they're winning. I'm just kind of over it. It just gets boring, man. I love when different teams win. Like the Jags were on their playoff run. I was all in. I'm rooting for the Bengals right now. I'd love to see Joe.
Yeah.
But Patriots for sure.
I like Joe Burrow, but he's in my division, so I can't like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I was in Seattle when they won that the Broncos Super Bowl, and it was an absolute thrashing. Wasn't even close.
Yeah,
and we're riding the high and like the Legion of Boom high. I've never watched football so confidently, like that the defense would be getting at least 2 turnovers a game. Like every time. Those seasons when like Legion of Boom was peaking, when it was like Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas and like that backfield, I was like, we're gonna get an interception on every play. Like we have a more than 50% chance of getting a turnover on every single play. Like that's how I felt watching the game. I was like, it doesn't even matter that they get the ball because we're just gonna get it back. I mean, it doesn't even matter. That's how good it was for like the 2 or 3 years when it was like super peaked. And then we won the Super Bowl and went downtown. And if you ever have the chance, when the Steelers are in the Super Bowl again in like 2062 or whatever.
2062.
And you have the chance to go. If you have the chance, if they're playing in that, even if it's wherever it is, but be in the city where the team wins. Because I don't think I appreciated that as much as when it happened. But if you can be in Pittsburgh when they win the next Super Bowl, like it's wild. It is one of the craziest environments I've ever been. Total elation. Everyone's super pumped. If you ever get the chance, absolutely try to do that because it's a very unique experience, whatever city that you're in.
Gotcha.
So they won. We're riding that high. And then we get back to the Super Bowl. You remember that divisional game against San Francisco when they had Kaepernick? And he throws the bomb, and we tip it up and get the pick in the end zone to win it. It's like 20-something to 17 or something. And we go back. And then we play that entire game against the Patriots. So everyone already hates Tom Brady by default. right? I'm a Tom Brady hater until he went to Tampa, and now I'm like a fan. And we get all the way to the Super Bowl, and then we throw the interception on the 1-yard line, 2-yard line. Like, I've never been so gutted by something I have no influence over. I just couldn't believe it. Like, we were at just a Super Bowl watching party. I was with an old buddy from school, and it wasn't that big, maybe 10 people. And this guy, I remember this guy and this girl were there. this couple. We throw the pick. They're gonna win the game because they get the pick on the 1 yard line. This guy, I swear, gets his keys and just leaves. He just leaves his girl there and just left. She's on the phone like, you got to get back here. Like, how am I supposed to get home? And he just left her there. And it was,
no.
I've never laughed so hard at straight. Like, I was like, this is hilarious. Like, they're just gone. They just left. I've never seen that before, but it was so, ever since then, I was like, I hate the Patriots until Bill leaves. I'm just not, I hope they lose every game.
It is kind of bizarre how people get so invested into these teams. You know what I mean?
I wonder if it's healthy. It can't be.
It can't be.
Right? Or is it just such a good distraction from kind of the main parts of life? It's like,
yeah,
gotta be, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love sports. That's all I'm trying to say. But the Patriots for sure are like my most. But again, it's like slowly becoming a Seahawks fan over time, and that just we always choose with them.
Yeah, I always hated him, and then I kind of liked him when Kraft was getting a handy and it came out in the public. But then I just instantly went back to hating him.
Doing his thing, I guess.
I was like, why are you being mean to this guy? he just won a Super Bowl, bro. Leave him alone. Yeah.
Celebrate. He's what, 84 or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever his age was.
Come on, man.
He's looked old for a long time.
Leave the man alone.
Okay, that's a wild time. And nothing happened.
No, that got swept under pretty quick.
Yeah, nothing happened. He probably paid a fine.
They're like, ooh, that's a bad image. Yeah, that whole organization is just tainted. Deflategate. Tom being so good to where the point where everybody hates him.
Yeah, it's like hates him for what? For being amazing in his craft.
Yeah.
He was like the perfect villain for so long.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, and then that kind of stemmed into every time you play the Patriots, the refs are going for them.
Right.
And then they'd have like pictures of Tom Brady shaking the refs' hands and shit, like giving them advice.
It's like, have a good game, guys. You're like, okay, Tom, no worries. Like, we got you, dog.
Yeah, it's great
though. I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about on the New World app. So you're coming into a game that's been out for a little bit, and you're starting from essentially zero. Yeah. In terms of like, did you have like a previous knowledge of the game, or like when you decide, I guess, like when you start new games for your stream, do you put in a ton of research beforehand? My gut says yes.
Yeah, you already know. You already know.
I'm asking for the people, but like, how much research do you put in? Why do you put in so much research? And is like, are you what are you basing your stream decisions on?
Because I feel like, okay, so first I do have experience in New World because I played the beta. I played the beta a lot, not to the point where I was max level, but I'm not the type of person that games for like 10 hours a day type of stuff. Like, I like to hop on for maybe like 3 hours, if not less, a day.
Okay.
That's like my decompression for the day, is gaming. Now that I have a child, I can't do that.
Congratulations.
But, yeah, thank you. But that's what I like prefer to decompress from my day. Anyways, so when I'm trying to, I feel like I just have to tell my story to get the whole understanding of what I'm about to say. So I started streaming on Paladins, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how. I knew that it was a good game to grow on, but I wasn't sure how well I would grow on it. And then I invested time into it, and then established like a persona of like I was like a one hit, or a one trick Alice main. You know.
Yeah, we're all aware.
Yeah. Anyways, so like I was the Talus guy, and people would come to watch fast gameplay, and like I knew this game was good to grow on. This is the game that I like kind of built up my confidence, and that translated to just me being better as a streamer and being more comfortable. So I did all that, and I streamed for like maybe a solid year. Very consistent, putting out content on social media, yada yada. And then found out the wife was pregnant. I stopped streaming 2 months before the birth to get ready for that. Took maybe, I don't know, was it like 9 months, 8 months off? I tried to dabble a little bit in between, but I just didn't have any time. So when you take that long of a break, I don't think it's as much as I don't think people forget about you. It's just you, and honestly, you just kind of become irrelevant because Twitch is like a big game. I feel it's like you just have to be constantly in people's minds, and if you're gone for a long time, then people more than likely have found streamers that who are, they can connect with and all that stuff because they're there to be, entertained and create a friendship and all this stuff. And if your friend's gone for a long period of time, you're going to try to find another streamer that's, similar to that to build a relationship with, pretty much.
It's like filling the gap.
Yeah, and I don't take it personal, like if I'm gone for a long period of time and you just I don't know how to say it, like they move on, that's their prerogative, that's their thing. So when I came back, obviously I wasn't getting as many views as I was before, and also the game that I grew on so well had died. Well, yeah, it died. Paladins died. Can we say that? Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, I don't play it anymore, but
Paladins
for
died,
different reasons. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it was a fun game, very buggy, but they have a super dedicated fan base, very dedicated fan base. But a lot of them had left as well.
That's how I met you. I was like streaming randomly, and a random person, like I rated a random person on Paladins after I was playing Paladins, and I was like, man, who should I go watch, man? And he was like, oh, it's Swipey. You gotta go check his stream out. Like whenever he's on, like he sent your link in his stream, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll check it out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah. It was he lives awesome. In England. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he's a regular. I can't remember his name.
Yep.
But he he was like, yeah, you should go watch him. Like this is the Paladins content you want to see. Okay, cool. So I went and checked it out, and 10 minutes. I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's dope. Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I mean, we can talk about Paladins all day. Like it's just like I don't know. You know better than I do, but
yeah,
it definitely felt like
I don't want to dog on high res. I mean, but there's just not enough effort put into the game. You know what I mean? Like they're just letting it ride. That's what they're doing. They're putting out new stuff, but it's not something that super improves the game because the game is very buggy. It's been buggy for years. Like it's actually a joke. Did you know they posted on social media about it as a joke?
What?
That how buggy their game is?
What'd they say?
I don't remember what it was, but it was, I think it was on Twitter and it got retweeted so many times.
Was it the lead dude?
I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah. Because I saw him put out something, and I thought it was kind of odd. Probably more attention than he wanted.
Yeah, it has something to do with like the coding that they can't fix, is what they're saying. I don't know. Regardless, anyways, so after I realized that if I continued to keep playing the game that I grew on, and I was also burnt out of that before I even left Twitch, anyways. I wasn't going to grow the way that I wanted to grow. So I was on the search, like I was on the hunt for a new game, right? I wanted to get a huge jump start on like a different game that I could like build a new identity on type stuff,
right.
Like fresh start. So my go-to is Sully Gnome, and I try to get all the statistics on like a viewer to streamer ratio, because when you're as small as my stream is, you don't want to stream on a game that's insanely saturated with streamers because no one's going to find you. If they're not going to scroll down 14 pages to find a small streamer. That plays a huge factor. I feel like I mean, this is different for everyone. This is just what I've been trying. I dabbled in games where it was super good to grow on, but I didn't enjoy myself at all. And if you do that, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how do you determine, like, how do you not put yourself in a trap of like, well, this is a really good game or it has the potential to grow on this game, but it maybe not be something I want to play necessarily, but like there's growth opportunity. So like, do you try to just find a happy medium, or do you say, hey, I don't really like it, but I'm gonna try it out for a couple months, see if there's any I can build a community that way? How do you what makes you decide? Like, do you start with games that you want to play or that you're gonna like first, and then go, okay, well, maybe I'll work backwards. Say, hey, I really like MMOs right now. World of Warcraft's obviously saturated, so like I'll play that for fun in my off time, but on stream, let's find something else in that same genre, but lesser of saturation purposes. Like, do you try to balance that or that or?
So I took a step back and was like, what do I enjoy most when I stream? And it was when I'm playing with a lot of people that I enjoy playing with. And I feel like that embodies an MMO. So I was like, first it was Rust. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it on Rust. But then I realized that the community that I built didn't want to play Rust at all. And then that made me not want to play Rust because I wanted to play with them. And I was trying to find something that everybody could be like, yo, let's all get together and play like almost like a big group of friends, you know?
Right.
And that's currently what I'm trying to establish. I'm trying to figure out the game's situation. I feel like that's what's holding me back the most, but I do know that I want it to be a game where everybody can play together and look forward to jumping on and there being at least like 4 to 5 people that you enjoy playing with to play with.
Are you finding that in New World? Is it still, because I know it's like been out for a little bit, but I don't follow New World, so I don't know if if it's super active or are there still like, of course there's hardcore fans, but does the population support what you're trying to do?
That I can't tell you yet because I haven't had a whole lot of people try to jump in and play with me.
Right.
Because I've only streamed twice, and Saturday's stream, my last stream, I don't think I've done a Saturday stream in like a really, really, really long time. So I think it was weird for my community, I guess. But I've been enjoying playing New World, but it's so demanding on my PC for some reason that my streams keep crashing. And I don't know, it's stressing me out. So I don't know if I'll be playing New World a lot in the future, but if I can figure it out, I might. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. I've done everything that I could find, though. Like, I've messed with all the graphics settings. I did my graphics card settings, the in-game settings. I've moved. I used to actually run my stream on my second monitor while I was streaming so I could watch that, but that was pulling from my bitrate. So I started using a tablet instead so it wouldn't be on my PC. Like, I've tried multiple things to try to figure this out, and I don't know if I can.
Is it just that big of a game?
It's rough. I mean, it's known to be pretty rough, but I've seen other people streaming it, and it seems fine. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Comment in the comment section if you know.
Make sure to follow Swipey to send over your troubleshooting tips and tricks for New World if you guys have it.
Dude, yeah, just streaming stuff in general because I feel like I still don't have all this figured out.
Dude, I remember like trying to stream for the first time and not understanding what bitrate was, not understanding graphics settings, like not understanding the hardware at all. So like there's a one of the first people that ever dropped by my stream that was like, hey man, like why don't you just go live and I'll tell you, like, adjust your settings and I'll just tell you if it fixed it or not. So I would stream like Blackout, If you remember, like the called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was like that one of the first games I ever streamed regularly, and
Nice.
I would go into a multiplayer match by myself, and I would just play and like run around and like shoot stuff to make sure explosions were going on, trying to create stuff going on, and you'd be like, it's still choppy. So then I go change a bunch of stuff. He's like, still choppy. He's like, actually, it's a little bit better. So like, I did zero research into like what all these things mean, and I just pressed buttons, and so he was like, I think it's watchable, and I was like, I'll take that. Like, done. Like, it's watchable. We're in.
Bet.
And like that's how I got started. But I feel like I've reverted to just put everything on low, and then go up a little bit in terms of like the game settings. Like, just put everything on low and then go up a little bit until someone says, hey, it's kind of weird. And then I'll go back down.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's not good. Like, it's not the right way to do it probably, but it's just the way I've done it.
Yeah.
But also, like, you know, a game like Paladins, it doesn't really take a whole lot.
No, yeah.
But New World's, you know, it's like its own beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Hopefully I figure it out. If not, I'll move to a different
change games. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. It won't hurt my feelings too much. I already had the game bought. I played the beta, bought the game, never played it, like the full release of it, which I heard was a good idea because the full release was butt cheeks.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
And then they like redid a crap ton of stuff, and I mean it's pretty solid since I've been playing it. That's like 3 weeks.
No issues.
Like when I'm not streaming, no. Yeah.
Is New World out of who made it actually?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
It was their first it was their first. Yeah, I think it was.
The very first one?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's so interesting, like that's a path they decided to jump down.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so unnecessary.
And it's not extremely monetized either, which is surprising. I figured, well, I guess there is a base price for it, but
for New World,
I feel like if you're really money hungry, you would make it free to play and then just monetize the shit out of it, you know?
Does it have an upfront cost?
Yeah, I think it's 40 right now.
Still? Okay.
Yeah. It used to be 60.
What's I guess like moving from Paladins, a game like Paladins, which is hero shooter, to an MMO, like what I guess has you changing from those genres?
Well, I've played FPS games my whole life, and I feel like I'm just I get the itch to game, but it seems like every single FPS / hero shooter I play is just the same rinse and repeat. Like, there's like no creativity to it at all. It's like you have a weapon and you shoot the other person with the weapon, and then either you have better ping or they have better ping. You know what I mean? Like,
dang. So true.
It's so true.
Kind of, yeah, kind of is.
I enjoy it. Still, I play some a little bit, but like I just need something different. I just need something where you just fall down the rabbit hole and you just get engulfed by it. You know, like, oh, I'm going on my main quest, and then some chick got robbed and needs me to go into a cave and, you know, beat up the burglars or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I did dabble. I shouldn't say dabble. I did give my life away for like a year to Elder Scrolls Online, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
What made that different, though? Like, I'm trying to think of. Let's just talk about first-person shooters. Like, how do you change the genre? Maybe that's too broad of a question, but like their fan. So let's look at Call of Duty. Like, Call of Duty fans love Call of Duty, and it's like there's no thought. Well, I don't want to say there's no thought, but you have guns and you shoot the other guy. But like, kind of, but like maybe, right? Like you.
Yeah.
It's just you, but like maybe that's what the fun is. I don't know. Like maybe that's. They're like, well, we keep making them, and we're consistently top selling. So like maybe that's what the people want. Maybe they just want like a mindless thing they can plug into and play for a couple hours and just like shoot the shit with their friends and, you know, win a couple games, lose a couple games, have some couple clips, and like that's what the product is. And maybe It doesn't need to be more. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I'm just like trying to quench the thirst of me wanting a big team battle that isn't Battlefield.
No. Or Halo.
Or Halo, yeah. That's unfortunate. I really thought that game was going to be insane.
I could have made a BR, man.
Yeah.
BR would have been really cool.
I didn't even like how it felt. Like, it didn't even feel like a regular Halo game.
What parts?
I feel like it was they tried to go over the top with the stiffness to try to make it feel like a Halo game, and it was too stiff. Like, how do I describe it? I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I just had way too high expectations because I played all the Halos. That's what mainly got me into online gaming was the Halo multiplayer.
Yeah. True for a lot of people.
Yeah.
To matchmaking.
Yeah. Hit up Ghost Stories TikTok, you'll understand.
Yeah, I had a little Halo thing there. I was enjoying it for a while.
Right there. Yeah. That's top 5.
It was a good run. It was fun, man, until it wasn't. And yeah. I don't know why, but it just they stuck to their guns, so to speak, and like now we're strictly multiplayer, but maybe I don't know if the landscape fully supports a strictly multiplayer. Even Call of Duty, like the most popular thing is the BR. Has to be. There's no way that the multiplayer is popular than the BR. So
the sad thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the sad thing is that Splitgate hit that mark better than the new Halo did. Did you ever play Splitgate?
No, I just watched it.
Oh, dude, it felt so good to play.
Why was that better than Infinite though?
Why was it better?
Yeah.
Because it felt more like an OG Halo than the new Halo. Yeah.
But like, what about it? Like, what elements of the? Because it looks very similar to
the gunplay. The gunplay. It's hard to describe. I mean, if you just play one and then play the other, you'll just understand how it feels. Maybe it's like the map layout. It does have something to do with the map layout for sure. The guns just felt better when you shot them. I don't know. The audio was better. And then they added one innovative thing to it.
Was the
portals, yeah. Which, granted, made me stop playing the game, but but still, it was innovative and exciting. And then people started to catch on to it and get like super duper sweaty and shoot people through the portals in like a matter of seconds, and then they could put it high up onto things. And yeah, any game that makes stuff like super, when there's like a lot of verticality to a game, I don't enjoy it.
I agree.
I feel like that's the OG in me.
Yeah, boots on the ground. I like 2 stories. I don't have to pay attention to except Battlefield. Like I do like Battlefield a lot. But I'm wondering too. Do you think that the first 1 to 3 seasons of a multiplayer shooter are the best? Like where no one's crazy good yet. Do you think that's like the prime time to play? Like the first 3 seasons of Apex were amazing, I thought. And now if I went back to Apex, I would hate it because so much has changed and like I'm going to get smoked by everyone.
I don't know, man. I can't remember the last time I wasn't good. So
Okay.
I'm kidding. No, I don't think so. Like I'm trying to think of a good example. Do you remember Medal of Honor?
Yeah, Frontline, Rising Sun.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is it Frontline one?
Whatever their last multiplayer game was. I came into that game super late, and there was some sweaty kids in that game, and I had the time of my life.
Really?
Yeah,
It was the modern one, right? Like it was like supposed to be current day.
I think so. There was like I don't know if I should probably get into the opposition, but they were in the mountains, and you can play as them or you could play as the US soldiers who are in their bases and trying to like infiltrate the mountain bases. Like it was so cool and innovative and unique, and I just enjoyed it until that game like actually died. Like there was like 12 people that were on it.
Right.
But I had so much fun.
Dude,
Yeah.
the original Medal of Honors were, I mean, the campaign. It was like the campaigns for me. The original Medal of Honor campaigns were.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, I remember Rising Sun, where you could do co-op. It's all about like the Japanese, or like the Pacific theater, of that part of the part. I just remember when that sequel came. Can't believe like how good this is. It reminded me like Call of Duty World at War gave me.
Yeah.
And how that series is just gone now, right?
Right. No. I don't know what happened with that, but every once in a while I'll find like a one-off game that I absolutely love, and then it'll just die.
Maybe that's the landscape now, though.
Yeah, man, I needed to start staying away from games so they stay alive. Do you? Oh, I bet you. You're an absolute OG. If anybody watching this and you can remember a game called The Hand of Kull.
Kull.
It might be just one L. The Hand of Kull. Is it Kull? I'm not sure.
I remember.
Do you remember?
I do not.
Oh, you don't remember? Okay, yeah. It was like an Xbox game, and it was mainly a PvE game where you were a giant, and like all the little villagers worshipped you.
Okay.
Yeah. And you would go around, and they would climb on you. So maybe it's just innovation that I love so much. So the villagers would climb on you, and you would fight other. What would you do? So it would have like random dungeons and monsters and all this jazz. And when you needed health, you would reach up and grab a villager and eat them, and you would get health.
What?
Yes, right.
That's cool.
So it's so cool. And then once you progress to a certain part of the PvP, it would put you in an instant where you would be fighting another person's giant. It would be like a ghost version of them. Like, you know, those racing games where you have to beat the times?
Yeah.
It'd be just like that, except the AI would be that person. And if that person was really strong, it would do all the move sets that person had unlocked, and you'd have to fight them to progress.
The Hand of Kull?
And the Hand of Kull, dude, such a good game, man. It wasn't even finished, and they canceled it, and it was such a good game.
So you only got access to the beta?
Ah, dude, yeah.
This was on Xbox, like the first Xbox?
Old school. I think it was 360.
60.
Yeah. Oh man.
Dude,
still bummed out till this day.
Okay, so Hand of Kull, like what other super innovative games have you played? It's just like totally different mechanics than anything that's come out.
I get laughed at for this, but I am not ashamed at all. Happy Wars was such a good game, dude.
Yeah.
Did you play Happy Wars?
Yeah, I played Happy Wars.
I fucking loved Happy Wars, dude.
That's like where it was kind of where you still had lanes, but you could play individual soul. Yeah.
Yes, and there was so much to the upgrading, and you got rewarded really well for logging in every day. And there was like so many players from like casual to sweaty. And it was like PvP plus raiding the other person's castle, and like everybody had a role. It was so cool.
It's like it's kind of like it's like a spin-off almost of like a Dota or League or a Smite, where you're hitting your lanes, but it's instead of top down, it's third person.
Right. I've never played Dota. I saw. Didn't you tweet that the other day that you were trying to learn Dota?
Yeah, I was. I got a really good friend from middle school, high school, long time ago. But he's really into Dota right now. It's this group. But they're all like, we play Dota and that's it. They don't play anything else really.
Oh yeah.
I'm just not like in a place where I can dedicate fully to one.
Yeah.
Especially one like that. It's complicated. Like there's like there's over 100 heroes when I was looking at, and on top of that, you have an entire item system. But the item system, you're crafting things together too. So you don't just buy a sword; you buy like a sword plus this to create this, or you can buy a sword plus this to create this.
So you have to know the combinations as well.
Yeah, which is in the thousands, because there's there's dozens and dozens of items, but you're also building items based on what your team is building for their individual heroes, based on what the other team, because you can see what the other team is building. So you're like, right, if X hero is building this, but we have these three, if we have at least one of these three heroes, then I don't need to build this to counter this because of, so and so and so, whatever the reasons are. It's like, yeah, it's like counter heavy, and I don't know, man. It's fun, but it like you might play a game and it might last for an hour and then you lose.
Yeah, like that's why I don't play League.
All right. So then you lose and you go, all right, cue it up, and you're like, no, I'm good, man. Like, yeah, no. I thought I was playing really well and worked really hard, and then we lost, and like maybe that's the game of life. But like, I don't want to do this again. It's fun though. Like because it's complicated. It's very rewarding when you do well, and then it takes so much coordination because it's like this like 5v5. Like, do we take this team fight, or have they killed this computer thing, like have they killed this NPC, and if they have, and there's day and nighttime cycles, so like we want to do this in the daytime but not at night, or vice versa. I don't know, man. It's a whole nother thing, and like if you want to be good at it, that's the only thing you can play.
Yeah, I feel like that's what turns me off to wanting to try a new game, is when there's just so much to it that you have to learn to in order to be somewhat successful.
Yeah, it's like, do you feel like as you're getting older, the less intensive games are, the more you enjoy them?
I don't think so, to be honest, because I absolutely love fast-paced games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Talus main, it just runs through my blood.
Yeah, whatever. Easiest.
I also am absolutely dirty on Tracer too. I don't know if you knew that.
No, but you would be. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That falls in line with the brand.
But when it comes to like when you talk about Dota, I think I've watched some of the higher gameplay of that. And when you have to focus on doing something and scan, like quick adjust your camera to see other stuff while you're doing things, that's what turns me off the most. When you just have to be like on the fly 24/7, just like build this, build that, and then scan over here, and then put your camera where the enemies are, and then go back to what you're doing. Like, it's just too much stuff going on at once.
Yeah, where you're like, you have to pay attention to the entire map. You're like, okay, well, I've got two guys fighting over here, but also I see this. I saw like a glimpse of something up here, but also I'm in a fight, but I have to pay attention to. It's like an RTS brain. It's like you watch StarCraft at the highest level.
Yeah.
How are you controlling, 5 groups of your troops, but they're not all on screen? They're in separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Can't. I don't have the brain for it, or the dedication, or maybe both. Probably both. Let's be honest.
I think I have the mindset of when I go into a game that if it's a game that I know I can't be the best at, I don't want to even try.
That's so funny.
That's so toxic, dude.
That's so toxic. I can't win. I don't even want to play. This is this dumb game.
Dude. If I'm not gonna be good at it, I'm not even picking up the sticks for it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
all right. I'm openly toxic. That's fine.
Yeah. That actually might be a perfect play. We're right at we're actually over an hour right now, but that might be a perfect place. A little bit late, but I very sincerely appreciate the time, man. I know this is like we were talking before, like it's supposed to be a show about relaxing and chilling and going off the air and going off, the making content side, while also simultaneously recording it for content's sake, but also just to learn a little bit more about you. And I gotta say, man, it's been a really cool, like, knowing you and like having a relationship with you is one of the, I think when you first start streaming, you know, when you say, oh, I want to build a community and meet people, like this is one of those relationships you're like, no, it's worth it to try to put yourself out there and reach out to people. You end up meeting people like yourself, like very interested. At least for me, it's like, you're a cool dude, and I want to be around you, and it's just like it's nice. It's so yeah. That's all.
We have a genuine connection.
Yeah.
Not like a, all right, thanks. Yeah, you're cool, dude. All right, show up to my next stream.
Yeah. Anyway, I stream at 7 p.m. this Thursday. Show up, be there. Thanks, guys.
Did I say my handles yet?
Yeah. But no, I just want to thank you for the time. And before we wrap up, just remind people where they can find you, any projects that they should be on the lookout for, times for, just all that good stuff.
All right. Well, I'll start by saying I appreciate you inviting me on here. Absolutely. And I mean, if you would like to, if you enjoy awkward, long-haired men with glasses who aren't very great at video games but drink a lot of energy drinks and like EDM, I guess you could find me at
I guess look me up.
SwipeyVibe across the board. That's Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, pretty much. I'm there. SwipeyVibe.
What are you using most right now? Twitch, probably.
Instagram. Well, yeah, Twitch and Instagram. Yeah.
That's it for me. Again, thank you for everyone who's listening or watching. Again, this is season 2, episode 5. We're gonna try to get close to about 10 total episodes for season 2, and then put them all out. Again, my name's Peter. I go by Not Ghost Stories on everything social. I will catch you guys at a later date.
Bye.